Presidential race expected, the U.S. expatriate vote is seen as crucial by both Democrats and Republicans. Now, it's estimated that there are around 6 million U.S. citizens living abroad that are eligible to vote, but only 30% of them are expected to actually cast their ballots. U.S. military personnel stationed overseas tend to vote in far higher numbers than civilians, with about 70% of them expected to vote. More U.S. expatriates live in Britain and Canada, as well as Mexico, where Al Jazeera's Franc Contreras reports on the presidential campaign taking place outside the U.S. borders.
They may be thousands of kilometers from home, but for this group of U.S. citizens, distance isn't stopping them from following the U.S. presidential elections. They're just a few of the millions of U.S. citizens who will send their votes from outside U.S. borders. The numbers of ballots cast from abroad are expected to outnumber those that will come from many U.S. states. So U.S. political parties know how important it is to woo expat voters.
I think that the vote from abroad will be more important this time than in other times, because the Americans who live abroad are rather uncomfortable with a lot of the things that are happening in the United States and that the United States is doing.
A record number of U.S. expats are civilians who have registered to vote from Mexico. Around the world, many other voters are U.S. military personnel stationed at bases in the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and from around the Americas. Voter registration officials say many Americans living abroad will be casting their ballots for the first time.
There is a lot of enthusiasm, although the big challenge for us is really finding where the Americans are, because many times they don't register. The U.S. Embassy does not have knowledge of where they are. And for us, the challenge is really finding Americans and letting them know that they can vote.
Americans who vote from abroad know their ballots count most when it's a close election. For that reason, strategists from the Republican and Democratic parties have plans to make certain that all ballots from abroad get counted. These U.S. war veterans gather weekly at the American Legion post in Mexico City to discuss the U.S. election. They're well aware that the expat vote sent to the state of Florida in 2000 helped decide the outcome of that U.S. presidential election. But they're worried by reports that some military votes from abroad might not be counted.
I think my vote counts. It will be in the mail. And I hope it's counted. I'm pretty sure it will be.
In such a crucial election, these and other U.S. citizens abroad are desperate to have their voices heard. Voices that could help decide the outcome of this political battle.